India is trying to cut back on imports for its key minerals, and they are now looking for new ways to meet demands without all the risk. To tell us more about this, we have Charith Konda and Kaira Rakeja from the Institute for Energy Economics and Financial Analysis. Starting with Kaira, what risks are pushing India to diversify its mineral sourcing?
So, critical mineral demand is expected to more than double by 2030, and domestic production is probably going to take up to a decade to start producing. And essentially, what the concern is here is that there are supply chain vulnerabilities. The global reliance on a small amount of mineral rich countries, particularly for minerals such as lithium, cobalt, and rare earth elements, it exposes India to supply risks due to high geopolitical tensions and due to trade policies. And this really high import dependence means that we have a risk at our national security and our economic stability. And this demand is only set to keep increasing. So we need to be diversifying our mineral sourcing to make sure that our energy security is stable.
With this, how can India diversify its critical mineral sourcing? Sharith?
So, India, as we have already identified, there is a need to diversify our mineral sourcing strategy. So, and India could essentially take a few steps, follow a stepwise approach in diversifying this. So, how can you do it? One, identify minerals at risk. So, we need to really look into these 30 critical minerals that we have identified, and even the subcompounds of each of these minerals, and map it as per their import dependency and the geopolitical risk exposure for each of these minerals, not even at the mineral level, but at the mineral compound level. Once we have identified these minerals at risk, we need to identify new sources for these minerals as well. So some of these could be existing in our friendly nations and which are resource rich, but however, they need investments and infrastructure to be developed. So India could really look into these nations and regions and could develop investment partnerships along with these countries and try to source these resources. Some of these countries could be including like countries such as Ghana in Africa and South Africa and Australia as well. Lastly, but not the least, is to strengthen international partnerships that already exist in the form of the Mineral Security Partnership (MSP) and a collection of countries like Quad, which could ideally help India in sourcing minerals in a diversified manner.
Can you also go through the implications of rising mineral demand for India's energy transition goals?
Yeah, what is India experiencing is a doubling of demand by 2030 for these critical minerals. That is the least expected. So what it does is it puts more stress on the supply chains, and these supply chains should be accessible, affordable, and secure all the time. And this requires a continuous engagement with the international community and a constant evaluation of the supply chains. So rising mineral demand also warrants that India should develop a domestic mineral resources strategy as well to avoid excess dependence on imports. This requires developing a robust exploration and production policy and investment policy that could attract private and international capital and an ecosystem that nourishes technology development as well.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Charith and Kyra.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Once again, those were Charith Konda, Energy Specialist for India Mobility and New Energy at IEEFA, and Kyra Rakeja, Energy Analyst at IEEFA. For more news, visit asian-power.com.